It happened last December, around 2:40 a.m. I woke up to the sound of the hallway floor creaking, same spot that creaks when I come back from the bathroom. I live alone. I held my breath, straining to hear. A soft rustle, then nothing. Convinced I was just spooking myself, I stayed still. But the smell hit me, cigarette smoke. I don't smoke. My windows were shut. I texted my neighbor. Hey, did you hear anything? No reply. I waited until morning, locked in my room with a knife. Next day, I found muddy footprints on my kitchen tile. Just one set. The worst part? My front door was still locked from the inside. It started in April, a month after we broke up. I found a sticky note on my windshield. Miss you. No return address, no name, but I recognized her handwriting. I hadn't told her I moved. No social media updates. Yet somehow, a week later, another note appeared, this time in my mailbox. I liked watching you cook. I changed locks, installed cameras. Nothing, just more notes. One was left on my bathroom mirror inside the house. I called the cops. They found no signs of forced entry. Last night, I came home to a candle lit on my stove and dinner half prepped. No notes, just a fork placed neatly on the counter. She never had a key. At least, I don't remember giving her one. There was this new kid, Eli. Showed up mid-semester, always ate alone. One day I sat next to him, and we started talking. He was quiet, but weirdly intense. Over the next couple weeks, we hung out more. Then one night, 2:03 a.m., he texts, "Can you come over? Need help with something." I was half asleep, but curious. His house was out by the tree line. He met me at the door barefoot, dirt on his hands. "Come on," he said. In the backyard, there was a shallow hole. "Help me bury it," he mumbled. I asked what it was. He just looked at me. Then I heard it. Faint, muffled screaming. From the house. I left. Didn't say a word. Next day at lunch, Eli didn't sit with me. Just stared. Every day since, he just sits and stares. Never talks. Last fall, October 12th, I went hiking alone behind my cousin's cabin. The woods were quiet. Too quiet. No birds. No crunch of squirrels. Just wind. Around 4:30 p.m., I found this perfectly cleared circle like someone had swept the leaves away. In the center, 5 stones stacked neatly, and a feather stabbed upright into the dirt. I didn't touch anything, just backed away. But as I turned, I heard something snap behind me, like a branch cracking under weight. I didn't look back. I ran until I hit the road. That night, my cousin joked I must have wandered into their spot. When I asked who they were, he just said, "You made it out. That's all that matters." I haven't gone back. But last week, I found a feather in my mailbox. It ended badly. He was controlling, always needed to know where I was. I blocked his number, deleted everything. That was in March. In May, I started finding things on my porch. A Polaroid of my car. A bracelet I lost in high school. A note that said, "Still beautiful." No fingerprints. Nothing on the cameras. Just static for a few minutes. Then everything back to normal. Last Friday, I came home and my bedroom window was cracked open. Just a few inches. Nothing was taken. Nothing moved. Except the photo on my nightstand. It had been flipped. On the back, in his handwriting. "I still remember how you breathe when you sleep." I haven't slept in my room since. There was this kid in the neighborhood, maybe 10 years old. Never talked much, always wore normal clothes. But he had these Freddy Krueger-style claws. Plastic looking, but he wore them everywhere. One afternoon, he walked up and asked, "Want to hang out?" I said no. He creeped me out. He just smiled and said, "Okay," then walked off. That night, around 2:47 a.m., I woke up to a slow scraping sound on my bedroom window. Not frantic, just back and forth. When I looked, no one was there. But in the morning, there were deep scratch marks on the glass. Not random ones. They spelled out, "Playtime." I haven't seen him since. But I sleep with the blinds shut now. And a bat by my bed. Last Friday, I was home alone. Parents were out overnight. I ordered food, watched a movie, locked everything up by 11. Around 1:30 a.m., I heard the front door click. Not knock, not creak. A soft click, like someone had the key. I froze. No footsteps, just silence. I texted my parents. Both said they hadn't come home. I grabbed a kitchen knife and crept to the hallway. The door was still locked, deadbolt untouched. But the air smelled like outside, wet leaves and cold metal. I barely slept. Checked the cameras the next morning. At 1:32 a.m., The feed cuts out for 17 seconds. When it comes back, the living room lamp is on. It was around 3:10 a.m. when I woke up to the motion light flicking on in my backyard. I figured it was a raccoon again, so I peeked through the blinds. There was a man just standing there, not moving, not looking around, just facing my house. I watched for a full minute. No flashlight, no tools, just a hoodie and jeans. He wasn't doing anything, just standing. I finally turned on the porch light. He didn't flinch. I yelled nothing, called the cops. By the time they arrived, he was gone. No footprints, no signs he'd even been there. I checked the footage from my backyard cam. It glitched right at 3:09, then came back on at 3:12. When it did, there was a smudge on the lens, oily, like a fingerprint. From inside the glass, it was around 3:12 a.m. when I woke up to the faint sound of scratching. Not loud, just soft, rhythmic taps, like nails on wood. I thought it was our cat, but she was curled up at the foot of my bed. I stayed still, listening. It was coming from inside the wall. I pressed my ear to it. Scratch, paused, scratch, scratch. Then I heard breathing. Slow, deliberate, right behind the drywall. I backed away and stared until it stopped. The next morning, I told my dad. He shrugged it off. Old house noises. But later that day, he found something while fixing a pipe under the floorboards. A spoon, scratched smooth. The wooden beam beside it, covered in fingernail marks. It was just past 1 a.m. when I woke up to the sound of my bathroom door clicking shut. I live alone. At first, I thought maybe I'd left the window open and the draft moved it, but the air was still. I could hear faint breathing, slow, deliberate, coming from inside. My phone was on the kitchen counter, and to get it, I'd have to pass the bathroom. I stood frozen, heart pounding, until the breathing stopped. Then silence. I waited, counting the seconds. 10, 20, 30. The door creaked open. No one came out. I finally ran for the front door, barefoot, into the night. When I came back the next afternoon, the bathroom door was closed again, and locked. Last Friday night, around 11:30 p.m., I was home alone scrolling through my phone when I heard a soft knock on the front door. I froze. No one was supposed to be there. I checked the peephole. Nothing. No one. I shrugged it off, thinking maybe it was just the wind. But then, about 5 minutes later, another knock, this time louder and more urgent. My stomach twisted. I locked the door again, double-checked the deadbolt, and sat down far from the door. Minutes passed. The house was silent, except for the faint sound of footsteps pacing just outside. I couldn't see anything through the curtains, but I smelled something. Something metallic, like blood or rust. Then my phone buzzed. A text. "I'm closer than you think." No number. No contact saved. I never opened the door.